In a quiet town, nestled between rolling hills, lived a man named John. He was an ordinary shopkeeper, known for his gentle smile and kind heart. Every morning, he would wake before sunrise, brew a warm cup of tea, and open his little store, where he sold fresh bread, fruits, and spices. John loved his routine. He greeted every customer with warmth, helped elderly neighbors carry their bags, and listened patiently to the worries of those who stopped by. His life was simple, predictable, peaceful. But deep inside, John sometimes wondered.
Is this all my life will ever be?
He admired the heroes of books and legends, those who fought for something greater. Yet, he never imagined that one day, he would become one of them. One evening, as the town prepared for a quiet night, a loud explosion shattered the silence. Smoke rose from the main square, and terrified screams filled the streets. A fire had broken out in the orphanage, the home of 20 helpless children. John dropped everything and ran toward the flames. Townspeople gathered, frozen in shock, watching the fire consume the wooden building. The children inside were trapped, their cries piercing the night. The flames were fierce, the heat unbearable. Panic spread, some shouted for water, others prayed. But no one dared to enter the burning building. And then, John moved. At first, doubt gripped his heart.
I am just a shopkeeper. I am not a hero.
Fear whispered.
You are not strong enough.
But then he heard it, the faint, desperate voice of a child calling for help. And in that moment, something inside him changed. John grabbed a soaked cloth, covered his face, and rushed inside. Smoke burned his eyes, and the heat threatened to push him back. But he pressed forward, navigating through the crumbling building. One by one, he found the children, hiding under beds, curled in corners, their small bodies trembling.
Come with me,
he whispered, his voice steady despite his fear. Carrying 2, then 3 at a time, he led them out through the thick smoke. Each step was a battle, each breath a struggle. His arms ached, his lungs burned, but he did not stop. Outside, the townspeople watched in stunned silence. With every trip John made, they saw what true courage looked like. And then, something remarkable happened. One by one, others joined him. The blacksmith, the teacher, the farmer, they followed his lead, breaking through their fear, and together, they saved every last child. As the final child was carried to safety, the orphanage collapsed in flames. The fire had won, but the children were safe. And John, the quiet shopkeeper, had become something more than just a man who sold bread and spices. He had become a hero. His hands were burned, his body exhausted, but in his heart, he felt something he had never felt before, a deep, unshakable purpose. In the days that followed, the town celebrated John's bravery. The children called him their guardian angel, and people spoke of his name with awe. But when asked how he had found the courage, John only smiled and said,
I was afraid, but I could not stand still. The moment I heard their voices, I knew. I had to try.
And so, he taught them the greatest lesson of all. A hero is not born in strength but in choice. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the will to act despite it. Every person, no matter how ordinary, has the power to change the world. Now, ask yourself, when faced with fear, will you step forward? When the world needs kindness, will you be the one to act? If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and subscribe to Learn English with Tales for more inspiring TPRS stories that unlock the hero within you.